there is a real kick in the solar plexus coming for all the folks who voted for Donald Trump and then yelped and cheered and screeched and peed themselves when he passed that massive tax cut. And people who knew what was going on said, this is for the wealthy, this is for corporations, you're not going to get shit. And of course, Trump lied through his ass, which is all he knows how to do, and convinced the lower classes that this is going to put money in their pocket. And immediately, because of the tax cut, everybody saw an extra 20, 25 bucks every time they got a paycheck. And Trump was walking around with his chest puffed out like Mussolini talking about, see? Guess what's coming? Most Americans got that tax cut thanks to a new Republican tax law. But millions of households are going to get a surprise bill from the IRS in the coming weeks. You were warned, you dumb shits. Here's an example of a lawyer in New York City. Not a good example, but listen. He said he earned the same amount of money last year as he had the year before, but he wound up with a totally different tax situation. He said, last year I got a $750 refund. This year I owe $4,600. There are two reasons that this guy finds himself in this situation. He lost his refund, both because Republicans targeted wealthy metropolitan areas where the Democrats live for tax hikes, and also because of how Trump's administration implemented the law. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act cut rates for taxpayers at every income level and simplified the tax code for most filers. Part of that simplification meant getting rid of a lot of deductions which people use to reduce the amount of their taxable earnings. One of the most controversial changes, this according to Huffington Post, limited the amount of state and local tax payments that could be deducted. Previously, a tax filer could reduce his or her taxable income by subtracting the income taxes they paid to their state and local governments. But the Trump law capped those deductions at $10,000. Now, back to this attorney, he said he usually pays more than 3 times that amount in state and local taxes. While preparing to file his taxes through the H&R Block website this week, he said the blood drained from his face when he realized how much he would owe. He had anticipated getting another refund that he was going to use toward a vacation. Surprise, asshole! He said, quote, I guess that my assumption was that the IRS withholding tables would have been updated to some degree, or my company would have done something. Now, this guy's an attorney who lives in New York. Okay, that's not you, and that's not me. But for people like us, either working class, working poor, middle class, whatever you want to call us, your tax bill will be higher this year than it was last year. And when you find that out, Mr. or Mrs. Make America Great Again, are you going to put your red hat on and go to the next time this asshole holds a rally and start screaming, build the wall or lock her up? Huh? Or are you going to wake the fuck up and get rid of him? Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast, or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.